Hey YouTube, it's your girl Tina Fierce here, and I'm coming to you with this eyeshadow look today. Let me zoom in on it so you can get a closer look. It's a very pretty bronze and purple eyeshadow look. So if you want to see how I got this makeup look, please keep watching. The first thing you want to do is put down a primer. I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow potion. Okay. And a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. You really do not need that much of this product. Like, that much is more than enough for you to put on your lid. So I start from the center of my lid and work my way over. Okay. And work it up to the brow. Okay. So now that you have your primer on, the first thing you need to do, well, the second thing you need to do is put on your highlight color. And the highlight I'm using is from the Bright Shadow Duo from H.I.P, and it's called Flare. And it is this pretty color right here. And this is a medium eyeshadow brush that I got from the grocery store, and I love this brush for putting on my highlights. This is the only time I use this brush. Okay, so you load up the color. I only put it on one side, and I try to go from the very highest arch of my brow, which is about here, and I pat the color on. Okay, so you're patting that color on and you're sweeping the excess color down, because I like my highlight to be the lightest here and then kind of fade everywhere else. So I'll rub it down here in a front back windshield wiping motion. Okay. All right. Okay, so now that we have the highlight color down, we can move on to putting color on the lid. The color that I will be using today is from the 120 palette from BH Cosmetics, and this is the Ultra Shimmer palette. This tray is the second tray, not the top tray, the second tray. And this is my right. So this is 3 rows down and 3 rows over. So it's the pretty bronze color that's next to this very beautiful blue. That's the color that I will be using in the inner corners of my eye. So I like to pack on colors so it can look a little more intense. So I'm going to take this sponge applicator brush. I'm going to load that bronze color onto the applicator brush, and then I'm going to pat it onto the inner part of my eye and move it over. And since BH Cosmetics is very pigmented, you do not need that much of the product at all. Like, whatever you pick up on your little sponge brush is more than enough. And that will be it for the lid. I also like to put it in the tear duct area. Okay, so now I'm going to take another eyeshadow duo from H.I.P, and this is called Reckless. Okay, and I will be taking the lighter purplish color. I'll be taking this color and putting it in the middle of my lid. Again, I'm going to be using a sponge applicator for this. I'm going to take that, I'm going to load this up, and I'm going to pat this in the center of my lid and work my way back. Not back all the way, because we're going to put another color here. So pat it in the middle and work my way back. So with this, to blend it in better, you want to take some of the gold and move it over, and then you take some of the purple and move it over, or you can just do a motion like this, back and forth with the different colors until you get the look you're going for. With me, I want more of the purple to move over some, so I'm going to take more of that purple color and bring it a little further over. And then I'm using a sponge applicator in a wiping motion, so it's blending everything together. See how there's no line, and the purple color is a little further up. So now I'm going to take another sponge applicator. Since this has the two colors on the side, I'm going to take another sponge applicator, and I'm going to put some of this darker color at the bottom half, or the end half of my eyelid. But before I do that, I'm going to put some tape there so I can get a nice sharp edge. So the tape that I'm going to be using is Scotch tape. I'm sure you can use any sort of brand tape that you have. So I'm going to take this Scotch tape, and I'm going to take a little piece off, about this much. It's long enough to fit from underneath your lash line on up. So to make it less tacky, I'm going to put it on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to peel it off. So when you take your makeup, when you take the tape off, it's not ripping your skin off. So then I like to put it underneath my lash line and then bring it up. And I'm doing this so I can make sure that my line is not going outward or going down, because when you make your eyeliners going downward, it makes you look sad, or it makes you look old. So upwards make your eye look more wider and upbeat. So I'm going to take the sponge applicator brush, and I'm going to put this at the back end of my eyes. I'm going to put some color on it, and I'm just going to pat it. And then here, during this part, I'm going to make a wing effect going up like this. And don't worry about getting anything on the tape, because when you remove it, that all this makeup here would not even be here, so don't even worry about it. So I'm going to make a winged effect at the end, and then I'm going to blend this into this purplish color. Okay, put a little more purple in the middle because it's starting to disappear. Alright, so then from here I'm going to put on my crease color, and I'm using another H.I.P duo. I love H.I.P products, and this is called Sculpted. And the other color that was on here was very pretty, but it broke when I dropped it. So I will be using this champagne pinkish sort of color for my crease color. And I'm taking this fluffy brush from Studio Basics, and I'll swirl this around in here, tap off a little bit of the excess, and I'm going to start from the back and work my way over. So I'm going to start back here and work the color over. The color is not that dramatic, it's just to help blend everything together. Okay. So now that I have that color, I'm going to go back in, because I feel like the darker color kind of faded a little bit. So I'm just going to go back in and re-put on some of that darker color so I don't lose that darker edge there. Alright. So then from here, I'm going to start working on my lower lash line. And for my lower lash line, I will be using this brush by Eco Tools. And it's just this little small little brush. And it came in like the eyeshadow set. I think that's what it's called. So that's what I'll be using. So I will be taking this brush and I will be using the bronze color that we had on the top in the inner corner. I'll be taking that and putting it down at the lower lash line. Okay. And this brush is perfect for that because it gets right into the areas that you need. Okay, so make sure it's in the tear duct area. Make sure I still have some shimmer here. Okay, so now that that's down, I'm going to take the color that I used for the inside, the middle color. I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to pat some of that color on, and I'm going to use that here in the middle part of my eyelash. Okay, so when I take the tape off, I will be using the darker color and finishing up putting the color here. But now I'm about to put on my eyeliner and my mascara, and I will be back. Alright, this is the final makeup look. For my lips, I have on Chestnut Lip Liner by MAC. I have on Spellbound by CoverGirl. And this is how the color looks. It's almost gone. And on top of that, I have the Funtabulous Dazzle Glass by MAC. And it's the one with the pretty bluish sort of shimmers in it. And for my blush, I have on Desert Rose from NYX or NYX, and that's how that looks. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please rate, subscribe, and comment, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!